Shir sponsor Lunish Basam Yakushon Lab Sitzchok. We're holding in Bava Kamel Daf Kuf Hey 105. We're starting in the two dots in the words Chutz Mipochos Mishove Pruto. Chutz Mipochos Mishove Karen that we learned in the Mishnah that if the Karen is less than a Pruto, so then you don't have to give it back. Then you don't have to give it less than Pruto. That's only if the whatever he stole is not existing. So then you say if it's less than a Pruto, he owes less than a Pruto. You don't have to go back. So let's say he stole a watch, right? Now the watch is gone. But this watch is worthless. It's worth less than a Pruto. Watch is not a good example, but it was whatever it is less, right?
I think it goes up.
Yeah. So he bought something which is now not worth a lot of money. It's not worth a Pruto. So now the watch is gone. So we have to give him back money, but less than a Pruto, you don't have to go back. Aval gzila kems. But if the item is here, you have to go after him. Maybe he's going to go up in value. I don't know. You never know. Maybe this thing will be more valuable later. So right now it's not worth a lot. But because you have an item, it's on money, so maybe it's worth more. It doesn't matter if the gzila is there or not. We don't have to go after it. Now it's get more expensive. So that's we're running after the nigzal to pay him the gzela. Says the Gemara. Gazel sholosh agudois b'sholosh prutos. Person stole 3 agudois, 3 bundles, and they were worth 3 prutos. In other words, how much each bundle is worth? If 3 are worth 3, each person are worth 1. Now all 3 are worth only 2. So how much each one is worth? 2/3. If he gives him back 2, he needs to give him back the 3rd one. Why? The 3rd one is less than a Pruto. Right now, each one, they went down in value. So how much is each one worth? 2/3 of a Pruto.
Yeah.
Right? So he gave it back 2. What is left? Only 2/3. He says you have to give it back. You still have to give it back. Why? Because it was worth money before. And the more big zera, Tanatun. Tanatun means I'm bringing a ride from a brisa. The person stole chametz and Pesach passed by. So what happened to the chametz? He goes, tells him this chametz, here is back, and give it back to him. Time of this because the chametz is there. How if it's not there, even though now it's not moment, because it used to be money, you have to pay back. So even though right now it's nothing, so you're saying,
what's the question? As to why you would have to pay back? Who cares?
What?
Why is there even a question about having to pay it back?
The guy stole chametz before Pesach. Now over Pesach, what is it worth today?
That's his problem, not the Bava.
Why? Bava also it's worth 0. If it's existing, can I give it back?
Well, that seems to be a cooler for the guy.
Yeah, I'll give it back. So this is what now I'm going to go and give you back instead of the chametz. You want to give me back money? The money is worthless, right?
What do you mean the money's worthless? Money's not worthless. Money's money.
No, but money of what? The value of the chametz.
No, but why is it the value? Let's say if he stole the chametz for Pesach and he ate it, and it was worth $5. Does he have to pay back $5?
Yeah.
So what's the cash?
No, because that's when you do an ezek. That's what we learned earlier. We learned earlier in the Masechta.
No, if he has the item, he gives him back.
Even
though it's worthless.
Right. He gets a break means you're giving a guy a break that he can return something that's worth nothing.
Correct. Yeah, but I'm saying because he's saying that's what you're asking.
In effect, as you can argue, he's having a
no, because really Tosis is negate to this.
Isn't he having a no from the chametz? If the chametz is he would have to pay back $5. Now he can give him some worthless piece of stale bread.
No, so he says.
I mean, that's the fact. So maybe that's not.
If the chometz is there, you have to give it back. Even though right now it's not worth anything, so now you have to replace it.
Who has to replace it?
The Ganov, like you're saying.
No, but I thought he can give him back the worthless chametz.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have it, what if he doesn't have the chametz?
He's got to do it right.
Right, so you're saying even though if it would be here, it's worth nothing, because it originally was worth, I have to give back the original value.
Right.
So the same thing over here, when I stole 3 bundles, he gave back 2, the last one, he didn't give back it, saying, why do I have to give it back? Because originally when I stole, it was worth more. So now you have to give it back. Either give that, or you give the original value.
Right.
So I've got the Ashkel Sharp, even though it's not worth the proof, you have to give it back. Okay. So the boy Rovo, he stole originally 2 bundles that are worth 1 pruto. He gave him back 1. Now in this case, originally each one was half a pruto. But he stole pruto, because he stole 2. So he took 1, he took 2, he gave back 1. Whatever is left was always worth half a pruto. It was worth half a pruto when he stole it, and it was worth half a pruto now. Right? So you have to give it back or not. Maybe do you say right now there's nothing left. It's not a pruto. I say he stole a pruto, he didn't give it back. Right? Do we look at the fact that he took a pruto and didn't give it back? Or do you look at the fact that whatever is left for him to pay is less than a pruto? Less than a pruto you don't have to give.
Why is that different than the case with the 3 of them?
Because that was worth a pruto. When you stole 3, each one is worth a pruto. Now it went down. Now it's not worth a pruto. Because it used to be worth a pruto, you have to pay it back. But here it was never worth a pruto. It was always worth to have a pruto, each one of them. But he stole 2 and he gave back 1.
See, you don't look at it as a package.
That's exactly the question. Do I look at it as a package? I say you didn't give back the package. Or you say, I said the other day, whatever I still have to give you back is less than a pruto. You can't come back to me for less than a pruto. Says the Gemara, how do Pashto? He answered, Gzeila enkan, hashova enkan. So if there's no, in other words, there's no Gzeila and there's no hashova. So says the Gemara, Gzeila enkan, hashova yeshkan. What do you mean? If there's no Gzeila, so he returned. You're saying he didn't steal, he didn't give it back. If I didn't steal, meaning if there's no stealing right here, I have no chiv to pay, so I didn't give it back.
Why is it no stealing?
Meaning, if it's less than a pruto, it's considered to be that you don't have any stealing by it. No, yeah, it's exactly the point. The Gemara is telling me that's what they're showing. There's many Purushim they're showing to explain the Mahalachi of the Gemara. But basically, the one pshat is, the Gemara said, really? How does that work? So, well, yeah, that's exactly the point. Even though Gzeila Enkan, he still didn't Mikayim Mitzvah Shavu. In other words, there's no Mitzvah Shavu over here.
So we didn't answer the question about whether it's a package or you look at each one.
Yeah, we're saying Hashava Enkan. Look at Lashon Rashi.
It's not, you don't
Can't
look.
be a package.
You don't have to pay it back. That's what you're saying.
If you don't have to pay it back, it's not a package. It's each individual.
So even though the Lashon of Rashi is, here's the Lashon. It's actually no Rashi. Toy says. So it says, another Rashi look for. Toy says, near the loy ba'im v'shetel loy me'akim mitzvah shov mi elokim. So in other words, Gzeila enkan, meaning I didn't return the Gzeila, even though Gzeila enkan, meaning even though there's no Gzeila over here, l'maaseh I did not fulfill the mitzvah shov. I did not fulfill the mitzvah shov. Now the Rishonim have different ways how to say this word. When the word says over here, hashav enkan, what does it mean? Doesn't mean that the Chamishta actually brings 4 pirushim how to understand the words Gzeila enka, mitzvah shov enka. But the 2 main pshatim in the Rishonim is, do we say, even though there's no Gzeila, I still was not Mekayim mitzvah shova? I have no way to Mekayim it. I'm stuck. Because it's less than a pruta. Or the pshat is that even though there's no Gzeila, I never fulfilled the mitzvah shova to begin with. Meaning, do I say there's no mitzvah to give a shava? That's one way. Or there's a mitzvah, but I can't make the mitzvah. And I'm making the mitzvah fully. That's what you're showing me. This is very interesting because there's a fascinating discussion. It's one of this. It's a big sugya. One of the rise of the sugya comes from here. What's the sugya? Sugya is, can I do half a mitzvah? Is there such a thing as doing half a mitzvah? What do you mean half a mitzvah? You have to eat in Pesach. That's the classic case. The Yeshiva speaks about it in his Haggadah Shel Pesach. You have to eat in Pesach kazais matzah. If you ate half a kazais, which is chatishir, did you mekayim half a mitzvah?
No.
Or you didn't even mekayim mitzvah at all? Let's say an old man, he's not able to eat a kazais. Should he eat half a kazais? Let's say a person is in jail, is stuck into a place. The only thing he has to eat is half a kazais. Should he eat half a kazais? And mekayim mitzvah? And the many of the places can go on to say, should he say a bracha on it? So someone will say that sure. The question is there any mitzvah, any kiyum mitzvah by half? We know chatishir also in the Torah, Gabi Yisur. Is there a fulfillment of mitzvah by half of that? Says the Nesivis, one of the rights in the Nesivis is from here. Because the Gemara says, when you have a prut, you don't do mitzvah shovel. Why not? Do half a shovel. Do half a mitzvah. You see, if it's not a full prut, there's no mitzvah shovel. So someone will say that depends on how you learn by the Rishonim. Does the Rishonim say that you have a mitzvah shovel, you can't mekayim it fully? Or Pshat is that you're exempt. If you say you're exempt, you're right, that's like the Nesivis. You say there is a mitzvah shovel, not necessarily exempt. You have to do whatever you can. So that's a discussion here, and the very interesting sugya over here. Gemara brings another example. Gemara brings this, by the way, now that we mentioned this idea of Rosh Hashanah, we mentioned a similar idea that's regarding Nazir. Nazir who shaves his hair. And he has to shave. He left 2 hairs, he didn't do anything. Meaning, he still has to shave. What happens if he shaved one and the last one fell off? So he shaved the entire hair, 2 hairs were left. So as long as you have 2 hairs, not considered to be that you fulfilled the giluch. You shaved now 1 more, so there's only 1 left. That one fell. So what's the question? What's the question? Once you get less than 2, it's only 1. You're okay. So he shaved less than 1. What do you care what happened to the last one? If I shave one by one, let's say he has 100,000 hairs. He shaved 1, then another one, then another one. After 100,000 shaving, he got the last one. Did he come to Shabbat? Yes. So here he did 1 after he left. Well, what's the issue? It says the Gemara, we talk about a different case. Oh. He shaved his hair. What was left? 2 hairs. Now Mekayim mitzvah. 1 of them fell. Then he shaved the last one. He shaved only 1, not 2. But right now there's no 2. Did he Mekayim mitzvah's giluach? Because when he did giluach, he left 2. What he shaved is only 1 of them. The other one fell out before. So the Lamai said there's no hairs, it's fine. But the Lamai said didn't shave 2. So
one of these 2 over, they both fall out.
the first one knows you want to say in the Chanami, that will be the same question. But it's a Chiddush, even though he did half, because we go to now, he did Mashra Dir, if they both fell off, for sure he's not going to become the mitzvah. But he did what he did. He did half of them. If you do it first, it'll be a good cue. He just did it second. No shear. Oh, he didn't do it. Originally he left 2. I don't have to. Or the Pasha someone answer. There's no hair and there's no giluch. So more you say I ain't got no hair, so giluch is because I didn't do giluch. Even though there's no hair, mitzvah giluch ain't got. He didn't make mitzvah giluch. He did only 1, similar to what we said regarding Hashem. You have a barrel, and the barrel has a hole in it, so that 2 can come in. And then there is a closed with shmarim, with the seeds. And now the hole is half closed. Regarding what is this? It's a bit machlokes in the Rishonim. Rashi is talking about if the barrel is covering a hole in the roof. So we know if the roof is sealed, the tuba doesn't go to the roof. But if there's an opening, the roof goes in there. What happens if you have a barrel that covers the hole? So it doesn't go in. If the barrel has a hole, the tuba goes through it. It has to be a certain size of hole. If the hole is closed by shmorim, by half a shmorim, so then it's considered to be closed. Taisa says we're talking about the gabi tzamid potel. If you have a sealed barrel, the tumah doesn't go into it. If you have a hole in the sealed barrel, so tumah goes in, but only if it's a certain size of a hole. If it's less than the size, it's okay. Here it was a hole and it was sealed with shmar. So now with half shmar. so first of all, the first case is sealed with shmar. Chavet shenikva. Is it more shmarim like the seed? I say shmarim in English.
The sapna. There you develop a hole and sediments.
Sediments. That's how he closed it. It's ilo. That's good enough. What about he goes only half? Is in our mission? Chavit shenikvo. There's more shmarim. It's ilo. So if it's completely closed with sediments, it's fine. If you put it into there like a reed, until he goes and he puts glue on it. He spreads it. You put 2 reeds. He has, he put like these branches into it. So you have to make sure you seal it. Time it because you sealed it. He didn't spread anything there. It should be like something that you close half. It's very simple. When you put these moiras, these branches, if you're not going to seal it with glue, it's going to fall off. It doesn't stay. So that's why you have to do miricha to glue it. But here, when I'm putting the shore, I'm putting the sediment, it does stick. It's going to stay there. So therefore, maybe half will be okay. So even though the hole was too big, the one is asking, if the hole is small, it's not a problem. If the hole is big and you close it, you have to completely close it, or even half isn't good enough.
Well, what's the shear?
So if you learn like this, it's shiur kemoitzirimun, a size that a pomegranate can go through. If it's the shear of Rashi, so then it's tefach al tefach. So they said, Gozal chometz v'avla pesach. We saw before, someone stole chometz, tells them, here's your chometz. Boy, Rav asked Rav, nishba alav mal. What happens if he did a shvuah? He did a shvuah that what? That he did a shvuah. The shvuah is that what?
You didn't steal it.
Yeah, he did a shvuah. Now after he became asur, he said, yeah, he did a shvuah, he didn't steal it. Now, if he doesn't have the chametz, right? The chametz will be lost.
You're making swear, no?
One second. If he did swear, do you say that he swore a moment? What's the one? Right now it's worthless.
What did he say?
Because I never stole chametz. Right? The guy Rosh Chodesh Nisan went and stole chametz, a whole large storage house full of bread from his friend. Comes Pesach, because also no. Can he give it back, the chametz? The bread?
Can he what?
Give it back.
Yes.
Yeah. Now he does a shvur, he said never stole.
So why is he swearing worthless?
1 second. He's swearing now that he never stole. The guy says you stole it from your chametz. He said I never stole. Found out he lied.
Right.
So he says 1 second. The chametz is worthless. So I have to pay you.
Who cares?
I don't know, but for shvur, the chiyuv of shvur is only shvur in kfiras moment. Let's see the Gemara. Let's see the Gemara. If you get stolen, buy shlume le'mamoino. Buy shlume. Mamoino kafrika. He's great for a moment. So what is the Gemara asking? In order to do a shvur, to be mechayev moment, to do a shvur, and then there comes the din of chaymesh and asham, you need to nishba an moment. It needs to be at least a pruto, even 2 prutos. Here it's worthless.
Yeah, but when he stole it.
I know when it's stole, but now
Why is that relevant?
it is because I had to pay it back.
Why is it worthless?
It's a chametz.
No, but on a regular case,
In regular case, in this case,
if he can't supply it,
yeah.
he has to pay it.
Oh, so I'm going to say,
So
do I look
it
at the
is
fact?
money.
So that's the question. That's exactly the question of the Gemara. Do I say that because right now, if you don't have it, you have to pay money, so it's considered to be money? Or you look, right now, it's not money. You're right. If it gets lost, it'll be money. But right now, it's not. That's the Gemara's asking.
But if you catch him lying, you can pull it out of his pocket and say, here it is, and take it back.
Yeah. So that's why it's worthless. So that's why you should not pay also.
Hand it back to him.
Again, in this case, he could pay it back. He could pay it back. But he didn't.
You could return it.
What?
You're saying he could return the item.
Yeah. So right now, when I look at what is happening at the moment, he didn't do shvuah moment, it was just a joke. He says, no, but it could be shvuah moment if it'll get stolen. That's the question of the Gemara. Says the Gemara, Milsa di Bayel Rav, what Rav asked, Pshite l'Rabbo. That's what pushed the Rabbo. Don't Rabbo. Shoyri ganavto v'hu omer loy ganavti. Says, you stole my axe, and he says, I didn't steal. Ma tivo yatzlacho. What is it doing by you? He says, Shemichani mani alav. I'm a Shemichino. Chayav. Shai potter atzvoi mignei v'avedo. So then he is chayav, because he's put himself from gnei v'avedo. Right? So he says, meaning what? The guy came and says, you stole my shirt. You stole my axe. So I didn't steal the axe. Really? So what is my axe doing by you? Oh, my axe, you gave it to me. It has to be a shemechino. Then you find this guy was lying. And he did a shvuah. Talking about all these cases, he did a shvuah. He did a shvuah. Do you have to pay like a shvuah? Say, of course. Why anyway I had to pay? He didn't say he doesn't have to pay it back. He said, your axe, I have to pay it back. But I didn't steal it. You gave it to me. There is enough community. Because what happens if gnei v'avedo, what happens if it gets stolen? Is a shemechino chayav gnei v'avedo potter. He's potter. So if it gets stolen, there's have to, if he's right, it's a shemechino, he's potter gnei v'avedo. But if he stole it, he's chayav. So by lying and saying a shvuah, he was able to save money. Shem Socha and Yalav, he says, I'm Shem Socha. Chayav, Shepadatsu Shvuah Mesa. Shem Socha is potter if the animal died. Shvuah Mesa. That's the thing we're going to learn in Masechet Bava Metzia. Right? If a Shem Socha gets paid and the animal died, you don't pay for it. Maybe I've age you pay for it. Not Shvuah Mesa. But as a gaz, you do have to pay for it. Sure, let you love. He says, I'm a shoyel, chayav, shoyel, potter, atzu, he makes a machas malach. But sure, there's also something. If he's working with the animal and she dies doing the work, you're potter. So what is he? What is the Gemara saying? In all these cases, by lying, he's trying to get out of his obligation. So what he's saying, 1 second. Even though it's there, here, right now, you have a short to pay. The guy comes to him and says, you stole my short. And steal it. Shvuah. Here, take the short. Did he gain anything by saying that he's a shemechino? No. He gained if he got stolen. Then he gained. But right now he didn't get stolen. So currently he didn't gain anything, but because there's a potential he'll gain something, he's chayav in that shvuah. So even though here the chomet is worthless, exactly the point. Do I pay on a potential gain? That's the question anymore. Do I pay on a potential gain? Chomet's a potential gain, because if it gets stolen, I won't have to pay for it. Shoyel is a potential gain. Because if it gets stolen, it gets killed, it gets something, or it's basically I don't have to pay. So you have a potential gain. You pay for the potential gain. I mean, you pay for the shvuah that you did on a potential gain. So the more Yossi Rova Koma Lashmaitza. So Rova mentioned this shvuah. The Bach says Rabbo, because Rabbo is the one who said the answer. The Kodesh Bo, someone who's lied, Prat Lemoy de Beika. Except someone who agrees to the Ika. What does it mean? Kate the Chori Ganavto says, you stole my shirt. I didn't steal it. What is it doing by you? You sold it to me. Or you gave it to me as a gift. Or your father sold it to me. Or your father gave it as a gift. So the first 4 cases, it seems to be, it's permanent. So we'll see in a moment it's not permanent. He gave it to him only with certain conditions that were not fulfilled. So he says, I got it because there was a sale over here, but the sale didn't fulfill, I'll give it back to him. I was going to explain in a moment. But right now, at this moment, this time, the first 4 cases, let's say not again, but the one goes on. He was running after my cow and came into my chutzah. He came on his own to me. I found him in the way. I'm a shemechino, shemesachani alav, shani alav, Is he chayav in only cases where he admits that he is obligated to pay, but he doesn't admit that he stole it? Says there, so what do you see over here? As long as you admit that you have to pay, even though it's better terms, the payment goes to better terms, you don't pay on the shvur. Now, like Rabbi, Omalei Troido. What does Troido actually says? Ein leiv. Nickname. This is a Shomach Shah. We'll discuss it. How you have these bad nicknames that the Tim Chacham give to each other. Troido basically said, "You fool." What type of question is this? Kitanya hi Nikom Malei Heiloch. There we talk about a case. He said, "Go take it." He comes to him. He says, "You stole my shard." So, no. Here's the shard. Take it. I didn't steal it. You gave it to me. So right now, he's for sure not having any gain. That's different. Our case is that you do have to pay, that you do gain, is when right now the animal's not here. He says, "Where's my animal?" He says, "Right now the animal is in the van. I'm going to get it to you. But I didn't steal it. You have a shurachino." There you say that you have to do you have to pay for the shvur, because potentially it can be stolen any moment, and then you get a gain from it. Says the more Sadalik more goes on to explain. You sold me my moide beaker, which what do you moide beaker? I moide. Let's see the Damalei loy nasate lechod me. Shokil Torah v'zil. He says, "Yeah, you sold it to me. We had a deal. We're supposed to pay you. I didn't pay you. Take it back." So it's condition. I mean, I'm saying I didn't steal it, but the reason the animal was by me because we had a sale. The sale wasn't complete. I'll take it back. Atana Satoli, you give it to you as a gift. Or you father give us a gift. My moide beaker. Where's the moide beaker? Tomalel minas davidli naich nafsho. The loyal and shokil Torah was. In other words, he says, "Yeah, it wasn't a gift for no unconditional gift. It was a gift in condition that I'll do something for him. I didn't do it. So take it back." What?
You said was a sale.
The Gemara brought 7 cases: sale, gift, lost. Or it says the sale. We said the sale wasn't good. The gift wasn't a good gift; it was a conditional gift. See what Torah Badeh Matzah found him lost for the way Limeli Baich Ladurli. It was 1 second. If you found it lost, should bring it back to me. Because I'll tell you what the shvur is. Shvur is, yeah, I found it. I didn't know it was yours. I apologize. I was looking for you. I couldn't find you. I didn't know it was yours. So that's why in all these cases, he needs to pay back. But he does a shvur, I'm not a gazlan. So what's his gain? He's gaining something potentially. So simple, yeah, but then in this case, you talk about a halach, he's not getting anything, he's giving it back right away. So what Tanya Omar ben Azai Gimel Shvuah said, there's 3 shvuahs that a person does to say that he found an avedo, and you find that it's false. That's not true. He was makir the avedo that was lost, but he did not know right? So, sorry, just to add one more thing here. We talk about the Gimel Shvuos, clearly we talk about a Shvuah of the aid. A person wants to bring a witness to come and testify that he saw this guy found that aid. Because one of the Shvuos that we have in the Pasuk is a person who is nishba on an avedo. Or ba'aveda kiyorim akiyuze. He says, you found my object. He says, I never found the object. He brings the aid says, I found the object. In this case, the aid doesn't want to come. So you have to mishbia the aid, that the aid had a right not to come. So he says, in other words, if the aid said, I don't want to come because I don't know, and then eventually he did admit it. So what are the 3 shuas we talk about regarding the aid? He kirba v'loy b'moitzo. He knew the avedo, but he didn't know who found it. But he knew that I said, yeah, I know there was a cow wandering here in the fields. I don't know what happened to it.
What's he swearing to?
He swore I never saw the cow. He knew the founder, he knew that someone found, but he didn't know, he didn't recognize the avedo. Right? He says, I knew that Shmuel found something. I don't know what he found. I didn't know who he was. I don't know anything. So, loy ba v'loy b'moitzo. he didn't know not the Aveda and not the founder. So what is those shvur? Emo bo ubemoitzo, right? Bo ubemoitzo. So what is all the case over here? We're talking about a case that this is all true. Meaning the aide, he told him come and and testify. He said, I don't know anything. He says, sure that I don't know anything. Then you find out he did know. He didn't know anything and didn't know the whole thing. He knew about the Avedo, but not the Moitzo. He knew about the Moitzo, but not the Avedo. He knew about, or he knew both. In all these cases, it's a lie. In all these cases, yeah, he's bechuyev as an aide and then to testify. So, what are all these cases telling you? Rabbi Omar liftar, to tell me that he's patur mean hashvur on the shvur, because in these cases, he doesn't really know the full story. Now, what about the third case when he said bo, so he doesn't know both? They won't conclude. So many Rishonim want to learn except that case. That case is different. We talk about the first two cases of liftar, but now the third case where he actually knew the item, he knew the moitzo. And
where does he put the from?
There's a special shvuah, a payment that you do for someone who's nishba l'sheker on eidus. Or yoda, there's person says I didn't know any eidus, but he didn't know. He does a shvuah, he has to pay for it. Special payment. Now, okay, so he says the Gemara. That's it. Shvuah normal lechir. Shvuah says you have in all three. Some Rishonim want to say that even by the third case, we talk about that he knew him and he knew the mitzvah, but he didn't know. I don't remember now how they say it. Okay, let's leave that aside. Says the Gemara, we're proving that this machlokes is a five machlokes. Tanyo hamashbiya eidei echad patru. Someone who says to eidei echad you have to do a shvuah. He says you have to testify. He says I don't testify. I don't know anything. And then you find out that he lied. If it's 1/8 patru, those are Yeshiva the Mechayev. The Ma'akev, what's the machlokes? Ma'asor dover gorb the moment kavom dami. Ma'asor alav kavom dami. So causing moment is here. It's considered to be dover gorb the moment. Why? Because eidei, what does eidei do? He causes a shvuah. He creates a shvuah. So the guy, the eidei says, if I come testify, I can't extract money. So I don't want to extract money. I want to come and make the guy swear. And maybe by him making him swear, he would admit to pay the money. So you caused me a loss by not coming. It's not a direct loss, it's an indirect loss. That's called double agreement in the moment. So here as well, the guy says, I know that the guy lost it. I mean, I saw, let's take the easiest case. I saw the animal wandering around. If I would say that doesn't help. You need to find the one who found it. He says, no, if you would say that you started wandering around, then I'll be able to come and determine where exactly did it go. It was in this area, in this field. I know these people in this field. It would help me to find it. So your lack of edus caused me indirectly to have it. That's called Dora Gurm Lamar. Says the Gemara, just more few lines over here. Someone who comes, someone who has a pikadon, he's right now holding on as a shomer to a pikadon. And the guy comes and tells him, where's my pikadon? And he denies it. He says, I don't have the pikadon. So at that moment he becomes a gazdon, and he's chayav ben ointzim. Chayav, even though he was a shomer till now, his patur, let's say he's a shomer chinum, his patur me'ointzim, he's going to be chayav. We found where's the arrival from Brayso Kirish Bo? It was Mikachesh, he lied. Lamanu oinish. We learned that he has to pay. Hazar minan, I already know a warning. Today's asked over here, we don't have usually warning for moment. Okay? Don't, it says don't lie. My love, lo oinish moment. Meaning that you have to pay, meaning we're talking about the money. And telling you that you have to pay for it. So what do you see? That you have, if you lie, so then you have, the Torah tells you that you're responsible for the money. Talk about the fact that he lied for shvuah, he has to pay for the shvuah. The next part of the Brayta says, if you did a shvuah, you see the Reish Da talk about shvuah. If he did a shvuah, it says over here that he has to pay if he lied. What does it say not to do shvuah sheker? To learn list shakur. They have a special process for someone who does a false shvuah. When the Sefer, the Sefer is talking about the shvua, Reisha the Leishtabo. So Reisha is done without a shvua. So you see in a moment when a person denies the money, he gets responsible in the moment. Right? Rashi brings the first wide line Rashi. It says V'Yeshiv. So when a person is denying it, now he has responsibility to return it. Says the Gemara. So again, with the Sefer the Ishtabo, Yesh Lo Ishtabo. Amridi V'Yedi Ishtabo. Both cases talking about Ishtabo. Kan Shehoidu, Kan Shebao Eidim. The one case is that he himself admitted after the shvua he has to pay. And the other case is that he didn't admit, but Eidim came and said that he lied. Also, Eidim Chai B'Oinsim. If Eidim came after the shvua, so now he's responsible for it. He has to give it back. If he was made himself, then comes the Dini shvua, which is Karen V'Chodesh Rosham. You have to be like the principal, you have to be 25% fine, and you have to be in a korban. These are the cases that he was moited. So what are we getting back to? What is the Holy Spirit? So the word brings that when you have a shomer who denied, he said, I'm not giving back to you. The kichish. Is he going to right away? Only once he did a shvur. The word says, shvur for sure he didn't become responsible. I have to pay the keren. But if I didn't do a shvur, just denied it. Do now I go away from being a shomer and becoming now a gazan, I'm chayav b'ashava? Or no, you continue to be a shomer without a shvur, and you're not chayav more than what you had before. That's the Gemara's discussion here at the end. We'll stop over here. Be'ez Hashem, continue tomorrow.